Hello, everyone. A very warm welcome to this very special podcast, which is happening in the most beautiful campus of Presidency University, Bengaluru. I am Aditi Avasthi, and I have with me a very special guest. I'm calling him special because one of the biggest superstars of Indian cinema, Mr. Shah Rukh Khan, considers him to be his mentor. Shah Rukh Khan attributes most of his success and stardom to this special person who is my guest today. In fact, Mr. Shah Rukh Khan says that the very fact that he could come into films, that is his choice of career, and the subsequent stardom is because of this person. I am calling him special because he is someone who has survived and excelled in the Indian film industry for more than 4 decades. I am calling him special because he is someone who has the knack to spot talent and has the willingness to nurture that talent. Welcome to this podcast, Mr. Vivek Vaswani. It's an absolute pleasure to have you.
Aditi, it's my pleasure to be here. I think you have a fabulous campus. I love Bengaluru actually. A lot of my friends live here and all of them, like me, are foodies. So when I come to my campus at Pearl Academy, I make sure I call my friends a day earlier and we go out and eat gourmet food at various places. But thank you for inviting me. I'm very happy to be here with all of you.
Mr. Vaswani, before I start this conversation, there is this one question which keeps coming to my mind and which has been coming to my mind since the time I got to know that you will be here in the campus. We have a hiss in the sound, please.
Yeah, much better. Can you guys hear us? Then it's fine.
So, Mr. Vivek Vaswani, actor, producer, director, distributor, mentor, teacher, and now also
food critic, film critic, film distributor, founder of not just Shah Rukh Khan, but things like UFO and Book My Show, and generally nice guy.
Very nice guy indeed, and someone who is now also into politics?
No.
Will it ever happen?
Never.
Why not?
I went with a friend of mine called Aditya Mahimkar. Aditya is a friend of mine from Campion School. He does a lot of social work. He decided he joined the Congress party a few days ago on the 1st of October. So I went along with him and they were very respectful. They called me on stage and it was nice of them. They gave me flowers. And the next thing I know, it's all over the place that I'm joining the Congress party, which I'm not. And I'm interested in politics, which I'm not.
All right, so you are hearing it here for the first time in the Presidency University campus in our special podcast that Mr. Vivek Vaswani, who dons many hats, is not interested in politics at least.
No, I'm not. However, I must tell you one thing. Without being interested in politics, I do love my country very much. And I will do whatever I can for my country. I will put down things like corruption. I will put down things like fraud. And I will be most vociferous about hatred, and it's too bad that a lot of people think that politics is the only way to be able to do things for your country. I've been working with orphans, I've been working with students without asking for money, without asking for anything. I've been doing a lot of things in my life over the last 45 years, but I don't think I need to be a politician to do all that. I mean, it's very simple. You want to do something for your country, go ahead and do it. It's as simple as that. But my friend Aditya is now in the Congress party. Yeah, is it better? Okay. So Aditya wants to do a lot of things for the country. And if he does good for the country, I will be only too happy to support him, help him, and stand shoulder to shoulder with him.
Mr. Vaswani, your association and your friendship with Mr. Shah Rukh Khan has been often spoken about. Mr. Shah Rukh Khan on various occasions has attributed his choice of career, his stardom, and his most of the important things in his life to you. If I may ask you, do you recall your first meeting with Mr. Shah Rukh Khan?
Oh yeah, very clearly. I was making a film called Patthar Ke Phool, in which I was launching an actress called Raveena Tandon with a new actor called Salman Khan. I wasn't launching Salman, but I had seen a few reels of Maine Pyar Kiya. So I started shooting Patthar Ke Phool, and by the time Maine Pyar Kiya released and became a big success, I had already completed about 10 reels of Patthar Ke Phool, so that wisdom I had. My assistant was a man called Sanjay Gupta, who's made Kaante, who's made Kabil recently. Sanjay Gadvi, who directed Dhoom and Dhoom 2. A very close friend from my school called Vinay Jain, who's a very big actor on television and OTT today. A boy called Lalit Ajgaonkar, who is an ad filmmaker. Ashutosh Gavarikar, always, because he started working with me only so that he could play the lead opposite Zeenat Aman in my Gawai. And we were all sitting at the coffee shop at the Bandra International Hotel planning a shoot for Sunday. Sunday is the only day you can shoot on the roads. And Sanjay Gupta spotted Shah Rukh and said, Vivek, that's the boy who's in 4G. So I said, what's 4G? He said, you don't watch television, you're like this. But he actually pulled me and said, Shah Rukh, this is Vivek, Vivek, this is Shah Rukh. And we exchanged numbers. And that Sunday we were shooting on the same place. And I actually called him up on we had landlines in those days. I said, come, shooting mein main kuch nahi kar sakta hu, I can't do anything. We'll sit, we'll have coffee. He came. We sat, we chatted, we had eggs, we had toast, we had coffee. He's addicted to coffee. And by the time shooting got over, Salman went home, Raveena went home, Mr. Gupta, Mr. Gadvi. I said, bye. He said, where are you going? I said, there's a new system called Dolby Sound, which they've inserted in the Sterling cinema. I am driving there, it's a Sunday evening, I'm going to watch the movie. He said, I'll come with you. I said, come. So we went to the Sterling, it was full. I bought the tickets in black, I bought the popcorn, I bought cigarettes. We saw the movie, it got over about 11:30 or 12. He said, lend me 100 rupees to go back home to Bandra. Home was Saeed Mirza's office, where he was staying because he was there to shoot for a serial called Circus. But I didn't have money in those days. You carried only a few hundred. That also if you were very rich. And I had spent all my money at the coffee shop and on the tickets and on the popcorn and on the... So I said, I don't have money, but get into the car. I'll drive you home. So we got into the car and there was no gas. Not to go to Bandra and come back to Kaf Parade. There wasn't. So I said, come home. My mother has insomnia. She doesn't sleep. We'll borrow 100 rupees from her and you can go home. So we went home. We went up. That day she was fast asleep. I said, here's a pair of shorts. Stay. So he said, sure. And he stayed. We talked. He slept. And he stayed for 2 years.
So that 2 years, the biggest superstar, one of the most loved celebrities of this country, Mr. Shah Rukh Khan, stayed with Mr. Vivek Vaswani at his home for 2 years. And that is the sort of relationship the two have shared. And obviously that relationship later blossomed into a partnership, a professional association, and so on and so forth.
Actually, it didn't too much. First and foremost, wasn't my house, it was my parents' house. So I have to give full credit to my mother and my father for allowing Shah Rukh to stay with us as long as he did. They were most gentle about it. Mom was very strict about food and stuff. Shah Rukh had this thing ke Delhi wale nahate nahi auntie. We bathe only once a week chalta hai. She said no bathing, no food. So he had to bathe. And while he was staying with me, he did not want to do films.
Yeah, that for the longest period of time, that is what Shah Rukh Khan had thought in his life.
In
and
fact,
that is what brings
he's gone on
me...
record and said, Vivek, if you had asked to see my photographs, I would have never done a film with you. I said, I don't ask anybody for photographs.
But Mr. Vaswani, that brings me to my next question. What was it that you saw in Shah Rukh Khan, which later the world saw when he became the Shah Rukh Khan?
I didn't see anything.
Then what was it? Gut? Was it intuition? Was it?
But if I hadn't done this for him, he would have lived in my house all his life. Yeah. It's not rocket science.
You wanted him to make a career for himself.
No, there was a progression. I went to Delhi. His mother was suffering from multiple organ failure. I met Gauri. I saw how stressed they were. I came back to Bombay. He needed medicines. I stole money from my father, 5,000 bucks. It's a lot of money, 5,000 rupees. And I sent my friend Vinay Jain to buy medicines. He had a friend called Raman who was a captain
in Delhi. Yeah.
Sent the medicines through Raman. And luck would have it, his mother expired in spite of everything. And one night he rings the bell at 4 in the morning. He's there with 2 big bags saying, I'm coming back, I'm here, and I want to do films. I said, come in. He says, no, you have to promise me that you will make a film with me. I said, okay. He says, no, leave the bags, let's go down. I live next to the President Hotel. And we sat at the President, and the nucleus for Raju Ban Gaya Gentleman happened at the President Hotel. Having said that, I was very clear he had to learn the business, which he did. I was very clear that the aim is not to give him a film. The aim is to give him a career. So the aim again is not to give him a film which fails. It is to give him a film which succeeds. He has to do a film which becomes a hit. But I can't make the film a hit. It's his face on the posters. So he had to learn the business of success, which is what hopefully I'm going to do with all your students through the day today. Talk about success. And I made sure that he signed 4 films, which were saleable, so that Raju could come behind all those and become film number 5. So everyone thinks I launched him with Raju, which I did. But I launched the career with Raju.
Mr. Vaswani, as you said that...
It was not his first film.
Yeah, that is what I'm coming to. That if you have someone like the great actress Hema Malini saying that after Shah Rukh's launch, a lot of youngsters come to me till date and say that make me Shah Rukh Khan, and I tell them that it is not possible to make someone Shah Rukh Khan. But you have a very different opinion.
See, I'm the textbook. It's the same for you. It's the same for him. It's the same for him. Learn the business, do the business. I've also launched a Boman Irani who's very successful.
Yes.
I'm launching a new actor, I won't name him right now, but he's going to be bigger than Shah Rukh, inshallah.
Mr. Vaswani, as you said that Shah Rukh was a reluctant actor. He did not want to come into...
Until his mother died. Once he got into understanding that there is a business involved, not just talent. I took him to meet Rakesh Roshan. He signed King Uncle. He met Hemaji. He signed Dil Ashna. He didn't want to do Divana, but I said, you have to do it. The music is good. And when we used to sit at the coffee shop at Juhu at the Holiday Inn, there were other actors who were friends. There was Rahul Roy, Avinash Vadhavan, Sumit Sehgal, Nirmal Pancholi, Aditya Pancholi, Arman Kohli, etc. And they used to say, Vivek is making a fool out of you because what kind of a role is in King Uncle? Vivek Vaswani is a bigger role than you in King Uncle. And everyone has said no to Hema Malini, which is true. Because she can't direct. So they said. And why would you do all these insignificant things? So he'd come back home in the night and we'd fight. He'd say, why are you making me do that? I said, use your brains. And the answer was, regardless of the role, every film that Shah Rukh Khan had signed was sold to the distributors. And all the others, I won't name them, someone is doing 6 films in the solo hero, someone is doing 3 films as a solo hero, but none of the films are sold. 90% of them didn't get released. If a film doesn't find a distributor, and if that distributor doesn't find a sub-distributor, and the sub-distributor doesn't find a cinema, and those multiple cinemas don't have enough popcorn to sell, you can't become a star. What's the point of doing a great film in a solo hero role with an auto-back role with a great director and only 8 people come and see it?
So at the end of the day, it's all business.
It's only business. Anything that involves the selling of tickets is a business. Anything that involves the selling of satellite rights is a business. Anything that involves the spending of money is a hobby. Anything that involves the earning of money is a profession. So we're not here to make films. We're here to make films that earn money.
Mr. Vaswani, at that time when Shah Rukh was establishing himself as an actor, is also the time when he got married to his childhood sweetheart Gauri. And Shah Rukh and Gauri's love story is what dreams are made of.
Yes, yes.
Your first meeting with Gauri, as you said, was in Delhi. And then after Shah Rukh got married to Gauri and brought her to Mumbai, these two young people in love, tell us something about that.
So he got married finally when I made him do Divana. He demanded a whopping amount for Divana. He didn't want to do the film. 5 lakhs.
That was a huge amount at that
Whopping amount. You could buy a flat in 5 lakhs. And that gave him enough money to go to Delhi and get married. I know I went. Aziz Mirza, who was directing Raju Ban Gaya Gentleman, went. Rajiv Mehra, who was directing Chamatkar, went.
Yes.
And I came back to Bombay. And Aziz, Shah Rukh and Gauri went to Darjeeling to shoot a song for Raju Ban Gaya Gentleman. Dil hai mera deewana, yaro main to chala. So that became a kind of honeymoon for Gauri and Shah Rukh. I got my song shot.
He says, I fooled her into believing that it's a honeymoon when actually I was shooting.
And what I did as a wedding present is got them 7 days at the Sun and Sand Hotel in a hotel room, so that when they came back, they'd have 7 days in the hotel before they found a new place to stay. Aziz had an empty flat for a few months in a building called Devdutt in Bandra. So me and my production manager Anwar, while they were in Darjeeling, we were busy cleaning the flat, whitewashing it, so that after the Darjeeling stint, she had 7 days staying at the Sun and Sand Hotel because Shah Rukh was doing 5 movies. And she was able to get the basic things like washing machines and refrigerators and microwave ovens and set up her first. But then, of course, Aziz wanted the flat back in a few months because they were staying in Aziz's wife's company flat. When she left the company, they moved there. So they got a one-room kitchen in Bandra and they lived there. And then Shah Rukh did a couple of films only for money. I shouldn't say it because Vivek Lalwani and Prem Lalwani are really good people. But he was very honest with them. He said, I need 40 lakhs to buy a flat. Give me the 40 lakhs now. I'll buy the flat. And then you can have 40 days in a room.
I have also read, Mr. Vaswani, that just like Shah Rukh, Gauri also was very reluctant, very skeptical about his film career, and she has gone on record to say,
anyone would be.
Yeah, she has said that coming from a settled life in Delhi to this new city, Mumbai, and all I used to think was, I just wish his films flop. But here was Deewana, which was a super hit, and there was no going back.
And then Raju came.
Yeah.
And then Kabhi Kabhi, and then Bazigar, and then Dar, and then Dilwale, and then we didn't look back. There were flops in the middle. Chamatkar was a coverage film, but Dil Ashnaye failed. King Uncle failed, but it was nobody's fault. There were riots. In fact, Raju Ban Gaya Gentleman suffered very, very badly in Bombay city. Whereas everywhere else it ran for 15, 18, 20, 25 weeks. Bombay city did only 4 weeks because of the riots and everything was burning. But Kabhi Kabhi Na was greatly acclaimed and Shah Rukh distributed that film. He got into business very, very early in his career. And then Gudu didn't do well, Chahat didn't do well, Army didn't do well, English Babu Desi Mem didn't do well. But Dilwale, which is one of the all-time blockbusters, Karan Arjun, all-time blockbuster, Kuch Kuch Hota Hai, all-time blockbuster. All three with Kajol. And then came Kabhi Khushi, Kabhi Gum, and then we didn't look back.
Mr. Vaswani, as you said that actually it is business. If you are selling tickets, it's business. And Shah Rukh got the business right. Do you feel that everybody who, even if he or she as an actor or as an actress take it as a business, will be able to get it right? Or there was something in Shah Rukh which set him apart from the others?
No, you have to understand when I say it's a business, there are no textbooks.
Yeah.
You have to be able to understand the business, any business, from the inside. You know, it's not chemistry or physics where you have Atkins and you can mug it up by heart and you can get 99% in the exam and then do some entrance exam. because that's theory and that doesn't change. Cinema is a business where history changes every Friday. So every Friday when history changes, you have to learn the business again every Friday. A lot of people don't bother. And it's not difficult to learn. Unfortunately, and I will go into this in great detail during the workshop that I do, everyone's favorite phrase seems to be, I don't know.
Yeah.
What can I do about that? I never say I don't. I fake it if I don't.
Mr. Vaswani, if I talk about Shah Rukh Khan as an actor, what sets him apart from the other actors? Or if I am more specific, what sets him apart from a Amir Khan or a Salman Khan?
Amir and Salman were born in the film industry. They knew the business. They were brought up. I mean, Salim Khan had given 22 of the biggest blockbusters ever, along with his partner Javed Akhtar. Salman was a part of that whole phase. He was a part of Don's success, Diwar, Trishul. He saw Javed Saab, he saw Amitabh Bachchan, he saw Dharmendra, and Amir's uncle Nasir Hussain was one of the most successful producer-directors of all time. I mean, being an R.D. Burman fan, 4 of my best R.D. Burman scores are R.D. Burman, are Nasir Hussain. Be it Teesri Manzil, be it Karma, be it Yadon Ki Barat, be it Baharon Ke Sapne. So he was born and brought up in that mahal. Shah Rukh had to learn everything from the beginning.
Yet he
That's what sets him apart. Determination, perseverance, hard work, the ability and the capacity to learn, and the best thing is he was educated. He wasn't unqualified. He knew English, he was a voracious reader. We used to talk about Roald Dahl, we used to discuss cinema. He was crazy about gadgets. He used to love playing board games. The mind was continuously working all the time. There was no goofing off, not for a single minute.
Mr. Vaswani, from doing a movie to buy a flat to buying Mannat, it's what dreams are made of again?
It's what goal setting is made of. I never ask you to dream, I ask you to set goals and go after them. That's very simple. And take
So Shah Rukh Khan saying that me with my friends standing at bandstand and saying one day I'm going to own Mannat is how you set goals and they are achievable?
That's the dream. That's the aspiration. That's the, I want to do this. But that translated into actually, from being just a dream or a vision or an ambition, it translated into steps that he took to actually realize that.
And you think that there was a very methodical approach towards achieving?
I didn't look so at that time. But I was very clear about the kind of films I wanted him to sign. I was very clear about the kind of film Raju Banga Gentleman would be. I was very clear that if you are not backed by distributors, you will not have any success. We can't make a good film and then expect it to walk into the theatres. We can't make a good film and expect to keep it under our bed all our lives. Your customers are 9 distributors in 9 territories. Their customers are the exhibitors who run theatres. Their customers are the audience. So if you understand the business, you will understand how each one of these, the audience, the exhibitor, the sub-distributor, the distributor, the producer, the financer, the investor, each one of them is part of a chord which you have to be able to play with.
You feel...
Unfortunately, a lot of this is not taught at film school. In film school, they teach you where to keep the camera, and they teach you the technique of creating or making a film. In acting class, they teach you voice delivery, speech delivery, monologues, stand-up comedy, body language, movement. Nobody teaches you how to sell tickets, and that's what I do.
But Mr. Vaswani, do you also feel that there are certain other factors which make someone very affable like Mr. Shah Rukh Khan? I remember reading once Mrs. Pamela Chopra, late Yash Chopra's wife, she had said that if you are sitting in a room with Shah Rukh Khan, he will make you feel like the most special and important person in his life. And that is how he becomes everyone's favorite. So that humility, that affable nature, that addressing people by their first name. If he's in a restaurant, he look at the person who is.
It's not Rishi Ji, it's Mr. Kapoor.
Yeah.
It's Pam Auntie.
Pam Auntie.
It's Hiru Auntie. It's Yash Uncle.
So that's striking that personal chord with people.
But I do it. For 1 year when he was coming around with me and he saw the war, he is an affable person.
Yeah.
That's his personality. He is very cool. So I think there's no major problem, and I think it's not difficult to inculcate it. So of course, let me be honest with you, everyone doesn't have the kind of personality that Shah Rukh has.
Like for example, Gauri says that he's the most chilled out person at home. You give him omelette and he's fine. You do, even if there is no salt in the omelette, it's fine. It's almost like a Zen-like state.
Damn. My mother used to make vegetarian food on Mondays and he used to take me to restaurants and say, I want chicken. ये मुझे पूछना पड़ेगा. ये मुझे पूछना पड़ेगा.
But Mr. Vaswani, not just Shah Rukh, you have mentored a lot of other people, not just as actors, but in various roles in the film industry, in the media industry, in the advertisement world. These are all very demanding professions. These are professions that need a creative aspect also to your personality, as well as the discipline of someone who goes by the book. So when you meet students now, how do you what are those 3 factors, if I may put it in a nutshell, that you share with them when you say ki, if you want to make it big in these industries, these are the 3 things you cannot live without?
Knowledge, knowledge, knowledge.
Reading as much as you can.
Knowledge. I have newcomers who come to me and they say, Vivek ji, what is it that Shah Rukh has that I don't have? I'm taller than him, I'm better looking than him, etc. I said, fine, I'll take you to meet Aditya Chopra tomorrow if you're ready. We are ready. Okay. You have to give me proof that you will not insult him when I take you to meet him, that you will not slap him on his face. Why would we do that? We respect him. He's Aditya Chopra. All right. How many films has his father directed? Most of them try to do some guesswork, they don't know. Which was Yash Chopra's first film? Who was the cameraman of Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge? No knowledge. You just slapped Adi on his face. You can't talk to him, how do you expect to work with him? He's not asking you for money. He's not saying bring money and come and then I will cast you in a film. He's not saying that. He's saying if you want Yash Raj, Aditya Chopra, to give you a career, then give us respect. Show us that you have passion. If your passion doesn't translate into knowledge, it's not passion. I met Yashji a couple of times in his Jew office. No, I was a struggling actor, much before I met Shah Rukh, much before I met Patthar Ki Phool. And I went into the office and the secretary said, you have 5 minutes. He was talking on the phone, his back was towards the window. And I was looking at all the Filmfare Awards, Diwar. He turned and said, yes. I didn't tell him who I was. I said, sir, best film, best director, best story, screenplay, dialogue. Amitabh Bachchan didn't get best actor. Sanjeev Kumar got it for Andhi. How come? It was over after that. It was a 2-hour conversation. We sat, he told me why they didn't give it to him, he told me the politics in the industry. He didn't, he said, terrific performance in Andhi by Sanjeev Kumar, but how can you talk about Diwar and Andhi in the same breath, even in terms of the box office? And then we started talking. And when two people can talk, they become friends.
Mr. Vaswani, knowledge is what you're talking about.
Only.
And
And I'm sitting here in a university. And I think that the basis of every single one of you sitting here is the fact that you've come here to absorb knowledge. Knowledge which will become into your qualification. And those are the weapons with which you will go forth in the world to conquer it. Surely, I mean, they said Vidya.
Vidya.
Vidya is what makes the world go round. We worship Lakshmi ji and we worship Saraswati ji. But without Saraswati ji, with due respect, there will not be any Lakshmi.
Mr. Vaswani, when you're talking about knowledge, another actor who comes to mind is Mr. Amitabh Bachchan.
Yes.
And Shah Rukh has been greatly inspired by Mr. Bachchan. When you look at both of them as celebrities, as stars who do not come from the film background, yet have made it really big in the Hindi film industry or in the film industry in general, what is it that is similar between both of them, and what is it that is different between both of them?
They're completely different.
How?
Amitabh Bachchan is never late. Shah Rukh is never on time. Let's start with right
Yes.
now. You can mark your clock by Mr. Bachchan's van coming in the street.
Punctuality is
He
synonymous
is
with Mr. Bachchan.
never late. Shah Rukh is never on time. Mr. Bachchan has a very disciplined and regulated lifestyle. Shah Rukh doesn't. Mr. Bachchan was a great actor. He had a great voice. It required Prakash Mehra, Salim Javed to give him a zanjeer, which went so beyond. Then came Diwar. And then a whole bunch of Hera Pheri, Khoon Pasina, Mukaddar Ka Sikandar, Namak Halal, Ravaris. And here on the other side, Ramesh Sippy gave him Sholay, Shan, Shakti. And Manmohan Desai gave him Amarpur, Antony Parvarish, Suhag, Naseeb, Kuli, Mard, Deshpremi. The thing is, see knowledge.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking in my mind.
Mr. Bachchan grew and grew and grew and grew. And then when the time came to do business, he failed miserably, he didn't know the business. Companies failed, AB Corp failed, things failed. And he went to Yash Chopra and said, Yash,
I need a film. I remember reading, he went across the road and said, Yash, I need a film. I do not have the money, and that is how Mohabbatein happened.
Mohabbatein was happening, but Amitabh Bachchan and
Yeah, coming into the movie, yeah.
So, the thing is that Mr. Bachchan's entire income was based on his stardom. Mr. Shah Rukh Khan's entire income was based on strategy.
Well said, well put.
Well, it's there for all of us. And Shah Rukh was he set up, I remember talking about it when we were shooting for Kabhi Haan Kabhi Na. In fact, I did one shot in that film. Kundan said, go stand there and take a shot. I took the shot. He said, it's a great film, Vivek, but it's a small film. Won't do well because distributors don't want to buy it because it's a small film. I said, you buy it. So I think he set up a partnership with Shyam Stoff of Shringar Films, Ratan Jain of Venus, and they set up GVR, which was Gauri, Venus, GVR, JRV. And they distributed Bazigar, and they distributed Kabhi Haan Kabhi Na in the Bombay circuit. He, within his fifth film, had become a businessman. Amitabh Bachchan became so big that price became secondary. He would take Delhi UP as a territory instead of his price. And I think his brother Ajitab set up competent films, and they took one territory and they would distribute it. But that was a progression. It wasn't a strategy.
But Mr. Vaswani, when someone becomes as successful as Shah Rukh Khan or an Amitabh Bachchan, I remember also reading that Shah Rukh now feels, is what he says, that I am also working for Shah Rukh Khan.
Shah Rukh Khan, the brand, is bigger than Shah Rukh Khan, the actor. Because the brand now...
Now I am also an employee of Shah Rukh Khan, is what he says.
Because, if you look at Red Chillies Productions, Red Chillies Studios, Red Chillies Special Effects, Kolkata Knight Riders, Gauri Khan's Design Studios, various other businesses. real estate, the endorsements that he does, the decor and the others. All these have to be serviced. There's an army. And whether he likes it or not now, there are certain things that he has to do so that everything is kept afloat. Mr. Bachchan didn't do it. Vivek went into bankruptcy. So business is business.
Mr. Vaswani, because we are in the Presidency University campus, we have students listening to this podcast, watching this podcast. Films, television, social media now. These are platforms which are very demanding, as I said, but also very gratifying. The fame that follows once you are successful in any of these mediums is humongous. It is an alluring factor. Do you think that destiny plays a role in this, or again you will say that only a good strategy plays a role in this? And what if you fail?
Destiny, luck,
Yeah,
kismat.
kismat.
Okay. Every single one of us in this room, including you, sir, including you, Mai, are in the topmost 1% of the lucky people in the universe. We have 2 eyes, we have 2 ears, we have legs, we have parents, we have food to eat, we have beds to sleep in, we have friends, we have education. इससे ज़्यादा luck मांगोगे तो ऊपर वाला बोलेगा भाई ये गलत है. How much more luck do you want? Yeah, let's not push it.
Very well said,
Of
sir.
course we are lucky. Of course Shah Rukh is lucky. I know beggars on the road because I work with kids who don't have feet and they consider themselves lucky. Luck. You've got it in spadefuls. You've got it in bagfuls. Now asking for more would be a little greedy, no? Wouldn't it? So yes, we are all lucky. It's all destiny, but going beyond what God has given you, going way beyond what you can do, that I think has got nothing to do with luck. It's got to do with knowledge, qualification, discipline, punctuality, hard work, hard work, hard work.
And hard work.
And hard work. Luck then becomes a little,
Very nice.
with due respect, I feel it's presumptuous. And I'll tell you something. There are 2 guys who are giving an exam, it's the same exam. And one of them gets 99.9 and the other one gets 99.8. And he goes to the Chancellor and says, sir, I got 99.8, but that day, my house got burnt in the morning. My mother and father both died. I had to come walking. I fell down. I broke my leg. And yet I came and did the exam. And yet I got 99.8. He says, great. That guy got 99.9. Too bad. I mean, happy that you are so brave. But facts are facts.
Nothing succeeds like success.
Well, he got 99.9. It was the end of the story.
Mr. Vaswani, not many people know that you have been, apart from all these roles that you play, you are a cancer survivor also. And you are someone who, you do not like dramatizing it. You treat it like a nuisance. And you say that because I used to treat it like a nuisance is why it ran away.
It ran away. I mean, my voice was hoarse and I went to the doctor and I thought he'd give me cough medicine. Or he'd say that you're overstraining your vocal cords because you're a teacher and an actor, you're using them all the time. And he said, no, Vivek, looks dangerous, I'm sending you to a specialist tomorrow. I said, what? He said, looks like you go to the specialist. I went to the specialist 2 days later. And very good doctor. She looked at it and said, it's a tumor. It's on your right vocal cord. Your left vocal cord is fine. Your throat is fine. So what we have to do is we have to go and surgically slice your vocal cord. I said, you don't slice my vocal cords. Are you mad? I talk. It's my career. She says, no, I'll be careful. Your voice will be hoarse. This is the way my voice is now. But she did the surgery very successfully, very painlessly. I got out of unconsciousness, feeling hungry. And I remember going to the room and I told Ishir, who's my intern, I say, Ishir, go down and get me a burger, I'm starved. And I ate. Pained a little bit, but it was a malignant tumor. And I had to go in for radiation, 45 cycles of radiation. And big cycles, 45 seconds each. Those who understand how it works, it's very serious. It's like putting your head in the microwave for 45 seconds every day for 45 days. Think that it's not paining, but it's the same, you're frying yourself. So I said, the doctor said there will be fatigue and nausea and dizziness, and there'll be a lot of pain subsequently after the 5th, 6th, 8th, 10th cycle. I got scared. I said, this guy is going to make me a patient here. So there was a pani puri wala outside the hospital. And I told him to make the most spicy pani puri in the world. And I had 20 of those back to back. And I love pani puri. It was not difficult except that there was no meetha chutney. It was only spicy, green chilies. And I nearly killed myself those 5 days when I went for radiation. But by the time the real pain came, trust me, it was nothing compared to what I had gone through with the pani puri. And the imli in the pani didn't allow any nausea. I'd go and do my radiation, then go to campus, sit, chill. I wouldn't be able to talk, but I was able to do a lot of admin work. I did a lot of stuff. And my chairman at Pearl Academy, Sharad Mehra, is an extraordinary human being. He'd call up every day and say, how are you, champ? He said, it's fine. And the kind of support I got from Pearl, the kind of support I got from my president, Aditi. But Sharad sir was in a different zone. We're working together, we're now making films together. And as long as he wants me, I'll be there. And I cured myself, and now I'm here. Now you all will say luck. I don't know. Was it my bad luck that I got cancer, or was it my good luck that I chased it away?
Yeah.
I don't think in terms of luck. I think in terms of you do what is right. You be brave, you be courageous, you be sensible, though that's something I'm not. Eating pani puri before radiation is not being sensible. But it's definitely being Vivek Vaswani.
Mr. Vaswani, the kind of industry that you belong to and the industry which a lot of youngsters want to enter, a lot of people come from small cities to big cities to make it big. Mumbai, Bengaluru, Delhi, and the razzmatazz of these cities sometimes dazzles you in a way that you lose focus. How do you deal with that when you get cases, when you meet youngsters you feel are just going a little away from the path?
I slap them. What do you do? What do you mean away from the path? You've come here to get yourself a career. You've come from a small town. You have responsibilities. You don't have rich parents, otherwise you wouldn't be in that small town. Some of them do, Punjab and Jalandhar and Ludhiana. But you're here on a mission. And what? Cigarettes, drugs, sex, alcohol. Okay. Your life, your income, your career, your future, your fame, your success, your big dream. Screw it up. Best of luck. I cannot support indulgence or indiscipline or laziness. I can't force you. I'm not your mother, I'm not your father, I'm not your elder brother. I'm someone who's telling you, if you do this, this will happen. If you do this, that will happen. You decide. Unless you're a particularly juvenile 2-year-old child, in which case, go back to the nursery. Seriously, I mean, what do you say? Sir, kya hua? Luck.
So before I end this podcast, there are some quick questions, as we call them rapid fire, that I want to ask you because they really are interesting. I'll start with, in your viewpoint, the best actor, Shah Rukh, Salman, Amir and Akshay.
Shah Rukh.
Number one?
By miles.
Okay.
Amir.
Okay.
Akshay, Salman.
The best,
I've worked with all of them. So
yeah. The best actress, Katrina, Deepika, Alia, and Priyanka.
I would give a tie to Deepika and Alia. Both of them have given some extraordinary performances which I haven't seen. But if there's an edge between the two, then Alia. Only because of 3 films. Razi, Urta Punjab, and Highway.
Ah.
Extraordinary. Deepika for her triumvirate of films with Sanjay Bhansali.
Sanjay Leela Bhansali, yeah.
Bajirao Mastani, Ram Leela, and Padmavat. Extraordinary. And then, of course, Priyanka, who is one of the most underrated actresses I ever did. You look at her playing a negative role in Aitraz. You look at her doing some very, very difficult work. It's extraordinary the kind of work she's done.
If they were in politics, how will their success be? Shah Rukh, Salman, Amir, and Akshay. Who will be the most successful politician?
They wouldn't. They're idiot actors.
And they will not succeed in
Oh,
none
man,
of them.
Politics is something else. Politics is allowing illicit liquor to flourish in Gujarat and yet fighting in Delhi for liquor.
Okay, if I put it in a different manner, being good diplomats, Shah Rukh, Salman, Amir, and Akshay. Who will come out of any...
Amir is not a diplomat.
Yeah.
Salman is not a diplomat. Akshay, yes. And Shah Rukh, yes.
Out of Shah Rukh and Akshay, who is the bigger diplomat?
Shah Rukh and then Akshay.
Shah Rukh Khan in Raju Ban Gaya Gentleman or Shah Rukh Khan in Pathan?
Shah Rukh Khan in Raju Ban Gaya Gentleman as opposed to any other picture in the world.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for speaking to us, sir. Thank you for coming to Presidency University here in Bengaluru. We are absolutely honored to have you.
Thank you. I'm really grateful. I've had a great time so far. I actually came under a lot of stress because I just burnt my foot and I was shooting for 2 films back to back. But then I said it'll be a great break because, as I said, I love Bangalore. And I have always very, very pleasant memories. The first big project that I did as an actor was a television serial called Khandan. I got an opportunity to work with some giants. Dr. Sriram Lagu, Tanuja, Shekhar Kapoor, Neena Gupta. And the entire show was shot in Bengaluru in a place called the Windsor Manor Hotel, which was just being constructed in those days. So coming to Bangalore, staying at the Windsor Manor, shooting in Windsor Manor, shopping for wacky clothes at a place called Warehouse, eating halim, going to a place called Only Place. Was it called Only Place? Yeah, for steaks and apple pie and cherry pie. And there was something coffee shop, the India coffee shop. India coffee shop, Indian coffee shop. Where it was not even air conditioned, but the waiters have these big turbans and they give you the best omelette and toast in India. So I have a lot of memories of Bangalore. A lot of my friends from Campion, 21 of them, have actually come to Bangalore. And they wanted to take me out for dinner last night. And my flight was delayed, so we cancelled it, which I think was all for the best. But thank you, Bangalore, and thank you, students. And here's the deal. More important than anything else, I sincerely hope that what I have said has resonated with you. Will make a little bit of difference to the way you operate your life. And if that happens, even for one of you here, then I guess you're the next Shah Rukh Khan.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So please have water.
No. I still have a burnt foot.